Welcome, kids, to another story time. This story will take place across the globe to the Pacific Ocean, where we get to meet Clark and Shark. This book is an I Can Read Beginner 1 story. Clark and Shark, Lost and Found. Dear parent, your child's love of reading starts here. This book is a Level 1 beginning reading. Short sentences, familiar words, and simple concepts for children eager to read on their own. Clark the Shark, Lost and Found, by Bruce Hale, illustrated by Guy Francis. I have an exciting announcement, said Mrs. Inkydink to Clark's class. Today is our field trip to the farmer's market. Woohoo, cried the class. Woohoo, cried Clark the Shark. I've never seen a farmer's market. Please remember 3 things, said Mrs. Inkydink. Hold hands with your buddies, follow instructions, and use your inside voices. Clark was so busy talking to Joey, he wasn't paying attention. Did everyone get that? Asked Mrs. Inkydink. Yes, teacher, said the class. Get what? Asked Joey. I don't know, said Clark. Hooray, hooray, it's time to play. The farmer's market was exciting. So much to see, so much to do, and so much to eat. Look at all the food, cried Clark. Yum, yum, yum. What are the 3 things Mrs. Inkydink told us to remember? Asked Joey. Stick with your buddy, don't get muddy, and, I forget, said Clark. Hooray, hooray, it's time to play! Clark and Joey tried the samples and Clark ate way too many. They watched the jugglers, but Clark didn't just watch. When Clark heard some fun music, he danced a spunky shark dance, but things got a little too funky. By the time Clark and Joey helped clean everything up, their class was out of sight. But Clark didn't want to go yet. Just one more song, he said. A big crowd was enjoying the music, and the 2 buddies got separated. Joey, said Clark, where are you? Clark looked under the sea grape stand, but Joey wasn't there. He looked by the jugglers, but Joey wasn't there. Clark had lost his buddy and his class. Clark was so worried he couldn't eat, play, or hooray, hooray. Maybe the 3 things teacher told us to do will help, said Clark. But what were they? Stay with your friend, don't try to bend, and, no, that's not it. Clark bit his lip. He wished he'd followed instructions, stuck with his buddy, and... That's it, cried Clark. Hey, Joey, Clark yelled. I remember now. It's hold hand with your buddies, follow instructions, and use your inside, voices? Clark shouted so loudly that Joey came and found him, and Joey wasn't the only one. Well, there you are, said Mrs. Inkydink. I see I need to add a 4th rule. What's that? Asked Clark. If you ever get lost, said Mrs. Inkydink, stay in one spot and yell a lot. That's one rule I can remember, said Clark the Shark. The end. Please continue to subscribing to our YouTube channel to continue reading stories to your children.